Trekkers, welcome to this amazing Star Trek podcast on Track Tuesday. I'm your host Dorinda, and together with my lovely co-host Amanda Hopper, we recap every 2 weeks an episode of Star Trek TNG. All the episodes will be recapped chronically following. We will approach each episode with humor and a feminine look. Today we recap the episode The Child.
Just post it and do stuff with Rec.
Alright, hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Girls Talking Trek. Together with me, Orenda, and my co-host Amanda. And today we're having a video episode, guys, and of course live streaming. We'll talk about that for a couple of weeks now. Um, it's of course the second season of TNG that we are going to start to recap, so that's why we have a video.
Yeah.
And welcome Amanda. And
Hello.
introduce yourself now on video to our listeners.
Hello, guys and girls, everyone. My name is Amanda. I'm from Canada. I live in New Brunswick. And, well, one of my things I like to do is cosplay, and I like Star Trek Next Generation. And my favorite character, obviously, is Data. And I just like Star Trek because it usually brings people together.
It is.
No matter who
so
you are.
this is how we met as well.
Yeah. That's how we met. Yeah. That's how I met a lot of my friends on Twitter and Facebook and cosplay conventions.
Yeah.
And at our sewing group we had on the weekend.
Okay. Well, my name is Orinda. You know me because I have hosted this podcast, but I also do the Orinda Talks podcast, and I stream a lot of Star Trek online. And for me, Star Trek is a lifesaver. And I just love Star Trek, and it's all in general that I say, it's in my life. And like you see, I have my Dr. Crochet cosplay on right now because we are still at TNG, of course. And well, I live in the UK. I'm 40 years old, and together with my partner, I'm very, very into Star Trek. We have our home is almost like a little Star Trek museum. So we love to go into the conventions, etc., etc. So
yeah, I forgot to mention my age. I'm going to be 42 next week.
That's right.
Yeah, on Monday.
So we're going to recap today the episode The Child. And the funny part is, because this is the first episode with Dr. Pulaski, Woman at Track have done a episode totally only about Pulaski, and it is very nice to see what their thoughts were of Dr. Pulaski and also in her role in The Child. And they had some very good points, so I will get there when we get there. I think I'm going to put some lights on here, guys, because it's getting a little bit dark here, but of course you still can see me, and that's what it is. Yeah, we're starting with Geordi. That's the first time we see Geordi in yellow. And that is the first time he will be called Chief Engineer. and it was very yeah, how much must I say? It was really I don't know. There is a lot of changes,
Yeah,
and
and Riker, I don't know if he had. Did Riker have a beard during season 1? I can't remember.
no,
Yeah, in season
yeah,
2, first episode, beard.
yeah, correct.
That's a big change.
Oh,
That
and
looks so different on him. I like it.
yeah, it is. It's the Riker we know. Also, it's I think without beard he looks a lot younger.
Mm. Yeah, he does look younger without the beard. I like him
So,
with the beard.
so um, there is thing that Jordy had invented a very different containment field for this specimens that they had to get from retrieve from this planet. And while they weren't on um, in warp, there was a little star energy ball that was following them, and he was coming in and out of the ship and looking for something, and then came into a bedroom of a male, and then he ended up by Diana Troy,
Yeah,
and she woke up, and um, what can I say? She mm, she knew right away that something was going on with her body. There was something.
yeah, yeah. She wakes up. She's like, something don't seem right. So I think it's when she got dressed and went down to see Pulaski in 10 Forward is where she met her.
Not yeah. They did first a examination in sick bay, and then they ended up
Yeah,
in um 10 forward. And let me ask you
yeah.
guys right away, and also you, Amanda, what was your first impression of Dr. Pulaski?
Oh, she was interesting, but when she got around to calling Data Data, I was like, oh, don't do that. Like, for some people, she probably comes off as a bit irritating.
Well,
Maybe for some people.
I think that most of
But
the
she's
people and
interesting.
most of the fans had this feeling, what the hell? Where the hell is Crusher? And
Yeah.
that was the first time, and that's I think that's one of the first things that why people don't like her. And I must say, I was one of them. I was really thinking, what the heck? And
Yeah, because
this
everybody
doesn't
loves
sound
Crusher
right.
a
Why?
lot.
Where is Beverly? Because we didn't say goodbye to Beverly, and
No.
they didn't, they did introduce Pulaski like, boom, there she
Boom.
is,
Yeah.
and she, I don't know, I didn't like her because she was so direct, and I
Mm.
don't know, it's just not as I would say like a doctor would be, and although she was very sympathetic with Diana Troy,
Yeah.
I must say it I had to warm up to her, and you could see in the later
Mm.
at the end of the season, she got more and more things to do, and you could understand where she's coming from, because she didn't make a good expression on first expression on Picard, cause Picard
Mm.
she didn't um, get to him first of saying, "Hello, Captain. I'm Dr. Pulaski, and I'm ready for duty." And the first thing Picard noticed, okay, she isn't done forward. She's not even be
Mm.
there in a few hours, and she's already in 10 forward. What the hell?
Yeah, like normally when they come onto the ship, someone would go to see the captain in his ready room, but no, she for it on as soon as she gets on there, she examined Deanna Troy and then went straight to 10 forward
Yeah,
instead of going right to him and
but in one
whatnot.
way, if I think in one way it's good because Tom Ford is more like a relaxed sphere, and I think
Yeah.
Deanna needed that. And
Hmm.
that I was very surprised by this because Woman at Warp is also a great podcast that I really can recommend as every Trekkie to listen to that. It's really like a female point of view, and like they are talking about all the women in Star Trek and what kind of role they have, and also like um, they are on the convention. They are even have their own booth and own their own panels on conventions. Is really great, really great.
Oh,
But they
that's
are
awesome.
yeah, but they are good. They are really good. They almost like professionals. They are few for women, and they having a different kind of setup as us. And I can tell you, just take a look. I will post the link in the description of when this episode will air. So next week. That's why I was saying, okay, I made a mistake in the date. And yeah, well, it's really nice to hear it. But what I wanted to say is, they found out because they were talking to Michael Dorn at the point, and they found out that what Pulaski has stayed on the ship, and because she's one of the older seniors on the ship, she would have been paired up as a romantic couple with Worf.
Oh,
So I have no idea what you guys think about that. Your reaction,
hmm, different.
Amanda? What's
Worf
your
and
thought?
Worf and Pulaski said
Mm-hmm.
that is different
I
because
don't know
maybe they do.
because
That's really different
yeah, in
because
one
because
way,
they always fight. Klingons are always fighting, and I think she's a bit hard headed herself at times. I think.
yeah, but she has that attitude of um,
Hmm.
you see me, you look at me, but you can't repel me, you can't handle me in a way. And in that way,
Yeah.
she would be good for a Klingon. But I don't know, it's a weird combination.
Hmm. Yeah. And now that we're talking about 10 forward, we have a new character in 10 forward. Guinan,
Guinan,
the
yes, it's the
bartender,
first time.
played yeah, played by Whoopi Goldberg.
That is the first time we see Guinan,
And
yeah.
yeah, and of
She
course
was
played
so
by Whoopi
young, yeah.
Goldberg,
Hmm.
who she was in she was in My City of Moncton one time, a few years back,
Hmm.
Whoopi Goldberg was.
Okay.
And I know we're a little distracted here, but her bus had a little malfunction at the casino. It caught fire, but they got it out real quick.
Hmm.
If I could find the picture, I'll share it to you if I can find the picture of her with all the men outside the bus. Yeah, it
So,
was at the Moncton Casino.
talking about love interest of Pulaski, did you know that she had almost married Riker's father?
Oh yeah, we find that out in one of the episodes, don't we? That she almost married his father. Oh yeah, I forgot
Yeah.
about that part of the episode.
And his face when
Huh.
Pulaski told him that.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that episode. Yeah. He was shocked by that.
Yeah, everyone. And I must say, I
Huh.
don't see them together either. It's weird.
Mm. Oh, excuse me.
So, what do you think about Riker's father in that way? Cause I don't know. I didn't like Riker's father.
No, he was a bit harsh to Riker. He was bit of a jerk, basically.
Mm,
Pompous.
it is. It is. Mm, yeah, I really need to see if I can change this next time. But okay. Um. So Picard walked the to town forward and confronted Pulaski with it and give him her a talk about well, it's regulation that you are first coming to me.
That.
But she, and oh my god, I can't believe she did this. She shut him up.
Yeah. She stood right up and just interrupted him like that.
Yeah.
Just stood up and
No one
introduced,
have ever done
like
that to
basically stood up
Picard.
and stood up and told him to sit down.
Yeah,
Basically.
yeah. And then she told the then she told about of course about um Diana's condition, what was very weird,
Mm,
and condition, what was very weird,
mm.
and condition. Hold on, I'm getting a little message from someone. Oh,
I heard a ding. I
yeah.
was like, ding. I was like, what the
Uh, Let me see what
ding?
this person is a someone who does a lot of Klingon cosplay. And he said, well, Orinda, when
Oh,
you are
cool.
going to a Klingon episode, let me know. Would be honored and thrilled to join on those watches. I'm going to
Awesome.
would be honored and thrilled to join us on those watches. I'm going to
That's
tell
awesome.
him that join now too and use. Oh, I hate this. And what? Use the chat, live chat. All right, that was okay. What's his name? Sorry, guys. I really need to. Oh yeah, Ben. He's a good friend of
Mm-hmm.
mine. Ah! Oh, he's already away, I guess. Don't I do it like that? Alright. Um, Picard isn't impressed by her. And, yeah, I think a lot of fans were really negative about her because, like I said before, we didn't um, say goodbye to Beverly Crusher. We have no idea where she has gone.
No.
Only to in a little bit farther in the episode, we come to mind that um, she is becoming chief medical of Starfleet,
Huh, that's it.
and she left Wesley on the Enterprise. And I don't know what you guys think about this, but and one thing is weird. It's almost I got the feeling that she went with a hurry.
Mm. They
And
never like they never gave her like some kind of send off party or anything like that. It's just like boom, where the
yeah,
frick is she?
but that is also what I'm saying with um that Pulaski is there in like that. It's weird. No,
Mm.
I think
I
because
know
they
one
did.
minute, yeah, one.
I think the writers didn't have a good thought about that because it was really um, weird for the people who are watching this episode, especially because this is the first episode in season 2.
Mm.
And well, Picard listened to what happened and he said, "Well, let's go into a meeting." And so they did. And Wesley, he met Wesley in the turbo lift. And I don't know
Mm.
if you noticed, but his combat was different than all the others. It was more like
Yeah, kind of
grayish.
had grayish. Like his wasn't like the gold color. His was more like
Yeah.
the grayish, and his outfit was a whole different ballpark. Instead
Yes,
of
that's
that
what I was.
sweater combo, he
Yeah.
wore this onesie.
It's
It's like this onesie.
and you know what it also is? Picard called him Ancient, and I thought he was acting Ancient.
Yeah.
And there will be an episode. I don't know. I think it is in season 2, but I can't remember the name of it. Then there was in the episode that he had a second chance of Starfleet Academy. He passed. No, he didn't pass. And Picard said, um, "You have to wait for Starfleet Academy, but you and the Enterprise will not wait for the Academy, and hereby I will give you the rank of Ensign with all the privileges. You have to work hard to maintain it." And then
Oh yeah.
that
Okay.
was the episode that he will change into the red uniform.
Hmm. Huh.
Mm. So they were going into the writing room, and so all the senior staff was there, and then Picard told everyone, "Well, Counselor Troy is pregnant." And
Yeah. And Riker was shocked. Riker like not to sound indelicate, but who's the father?
yes, indeed,
It was like
indeed.
wow. It sounded like something from a Maury episode.
Mm, yeah.
Like whoa, who's the daddy?
And
But no.
Dr. Pulaski had been made introduced, but because it well, former introducers will be later. And Pulaski told and like explained the senior crew of senior officers what had happened. And like you said, Reich was very angry in a way with
Yeah.
saying, yeah,
Shocked.
no, I don't think it was shock. I think it was also more like defensive because he thought Troy loved him,
Oh yeah. Yeah,
and
Mosby.
now she was pregnant by somebody else. Who knows who? And so
Yeah.
Diana went explaining, well, this and this and this happened. I have no idea, whatever. And it's be like that. Um,
Hmm.
Pulaski showed them the videos of the examination of Troy, and Troy was looking at the fetus, and in the background, you heard the discussion of the senior staff of what to do if this child is going to be born or not.
Mm.
And Troy was feeling, I'm going to keep this child no matter what.
Mm.
So she told them, and everyone was also shocked that she even wanted to bear this child.
Mm.
So, it's lovely to see that a woman, and I think this is one of the first episodes of Troy that Troy has to do something. Like, normally she is, I don't want to say like a background figure, but more like now it's the whole episode was around her.
Mm.
And I don't know what you guys think about uh, how, if this would happen to us, and because if we go space traveling and this happened to us, how would we react?
Mm. I would be pretty damn shocked.
I don't
Be
think
like,
it's only
okay.
shocked, and you see that also in Picard. It's really, really um, security work,
Mm.
and I don't know, but it's like,
You don't
and
know
we see
what's in
that.
her.
Mm,
It could be humanoid, or it could be, oh, I don't know, an octopus for all we know.
mm, mm. So Pulaski told the crew, if this pregnancy is developing in the speed if it is now, Counselor Troy will having the child within 36 hours.
Dang.
And it's really, really, I don't know. It's like I said, it's really alien-like because we human, we need to
Well, yeah.
have at least a pregnancy of 6 months till 9 months to conceive a baby.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's one heck of a speedy pregnancy right there. Oh, 36
Yeah,
hours. Okay, there you go. That's wild.
and I also think that um, they are very um, how might I say this? Very, the crew was very shocked, and
Hmm.
you could, but what I also saw, and I can't remember if this is the first time, is this also the first time we see Worf in yellow?
Yes, I think it is the first time we see him in yellow
Because he normally always
because
have
he's
to use,
chief of security.
or is he, did he became yellow because after when Tasha Yar died?
Yeah, I think that's
I
when it
can't remember
was, and he
anymore.
became chief. I think he became chief of security. I think.
Yeah, he became chief of security then, but I thought he
Yeah,
still were wearing red.
yeah, I think it was while he was wearing red. He was made chief of security.
And now he's wearing permanently yellow.
Yellow. Yep.
The right color for it.
Hmm.
So, the Enterprise is orbiting this planet to pick up this special specimens, and the scientist and doctor who was on the planet was checking the containment field that Geordi LaForge had invented for himself. And I think that doctor also have played more roles in Star Trek because he's familiar.
Yeah, I think he did play some other characters, I think. Probably, I don't know if it was no, I don't think he did original series.
No.
But I know he did a few characters in TNG that I'm aware of. Like I said before, they recycle people all the time for different characters.
Mm, yeah.
Like
And
just
so,
here, go play this character, go play that character.
um,
Recycling.
yeah, but I think also like um, it's pretty normal because there are a lot of series who are doing that, and that's
Hmm.
normal, I guess. So they were
Hmm.
there. They picked up these specimens, and Data had to go to Dr. Pulaski to um,
Hmm.
talk with her about and check out the threat of this specimens.
Yeah, they had a
And
cat. They had to catalog them.
yeah, and but the weird thing is, and I, when he was walking to Pulaski, he encountered Counselor Troy, and Counselor Troy had to go to the sick bay because the baby will be born. But the stupid thing was,
Hmm.
a moment before, Troy was still on the bridge. So how can he encounter her there in the corridor? And if Counselor Troy needs to go to the sick bay, then they will share both a turbo lift.
Huh. That's true. Okay, that is confusing.
That is confusing. But okay,
Cute continuity error. Continuity.
so the baby is coming, and Data helps Counselor Troy to the sick bay.
Ooh, I dropped my
And
phone.
um, it was very so that uh, Pulaski wanted to send Data away because Troy needed somebody who was warm and helped her through the whole pregnancy of birth. And
Yeah,
thank God Deanna Troy was defending Data in the way
yeah.
of, well, I like Data to be here. Somebody has to help me through this. But the weird thing is the whole pregnancy, the whole uh, Troy giving birth,
Hmm.
um, she didn't have pain or symptoms or whatever. So it went out very
No.
easy.
Yeah, because some people would be screaming bloody murder
Yeah,
if they didn't
because
have drugs for their pain.
I think Pulaski also um, asked Diana if she wanted to like a epidural. And she
Mm.
said, "No, I have no pain or whatsoever." And so Data wants to step in as in the father's places, etc. And oh my God, did you saw his face when Diana said, "Oh, I like Data to stay," and did you saw his
Mm.
face when Troy told him, "Oh, the baby is coming, Data. I need to go to the sick bay." You saw his face.
Oh,
That was so funny. That was so
oh,
funny.
I know. Like this great big grin on his face. He's like, okay.
And once again, he
Yeah.
is reacting very humanly,
Mm.
and that was Pulaski's weird feeling too. That when she called him Dada, and Data say, "My name is Data," and she said, "How can a machine have those hurt feelings?" You know, and it was so funny to see how he reacted. It was really funny.
Yeah, he's like, one's my name, the other one is not my name.
Yeah. Did you notice, by the way, that
Sesame,
that his
Sesame.
skin, that his skin is very grayish now.
Yeah, I noticed that. Like around like the neck area, like around from here, I'd say about here down, it's kind of like grayish,
Well,
and
also
the
in the
rest is kind of
face,
yellowy.
it's still
It's like,
grayish. What I noticed today. So
oh,
um, then there was that So Data was over the moon that he could help Counselor Troy with this, and he said, "Well, I find it very interesting." And then he fired all those questions to Diana Troy. Typical Data.
yeah, he was curious. He was curious.
What was very funny.
Mm,
And at that moment, we also see um, Riker coming in, but he was
mm,
behind
hiding.
Diana. She couldn't see him,
Mm,
and you saw his reaction of becoming more softly, etc. And then it was time to push for Diana, and it was just a few breaths, and the baby was out. What was
mm,
really weird, but no pain or
yeah,
whatever. And it was just really weird.
I know. Because normally when someone has a kid, they're going, if they don't have like their drugs or their epidural, they're like a world of hurt.
Hmm.
Like, I don't know anything about it. I got three sisters and a brother. They all have kids, so they know.
Hmm.
So,
Um, when the baby was out, Pulaski announced, "Well, you have a beautiful baby boy." And everyone was in awe, including the Klingon and Data.
yeah, Data's like, oh,
What was funny still,
yeah,
so Data is thanking
Deanna.
Diana for him to be there. It was very, like he said, like some kind of miracle. He's still
Mm,
very interested and curious
mm.
about, yeah, how things going. And,
And then mm,
and,
and then
yes.
oh, and then Riker comes in. He's like, is it usually? Or no, wait, was it Riker Pulaski that asked her if it was usually easy for beta Zeds?
Mm.
I think it was Pulaski, one of the two. Anyway, she's like, well, not according to my mother. I think her mother would be so over dramatic about it too. I think
She
because
is,
that's
but
Logzana.
Loxana has a very irritational character, but
Hmm.
I liked her in the end. When she was in the
Yeah,
end of TNG and she went over to Deep Space Nine.
DS9. Yeah,
And
sometimes she could be a bit over dramatic, but gotta love her for it.
yeah,
Over the
but
top at
it's
times.
maybe it's a funny idea to make a whole episode just to talk about Loxana, because I think everyone has to say
Mm.
something about her. So, um, Riker told Diana that it was a beautiful boy, like a beautiful like her, and he kissed her.
Mm.
And I think in one way, if she really could have that child, I think Riker would be acknowledged that he would um, raised it as his own kid.
Oh yeah, of course he probably would. He'd make a great dad, I think.
So, yeah, I think it's also very important that that point will be lighting out that he is accepting it. So,
Yeah. And
Pulaski,
the name of the baby, it was Ian Alexander. Ian
wait,
after her father.
wait. Because that is also an error in this episode. When the baby was born, she called him Andrew. And she said after her dad.
Oh,
Then, when that baby was a little boy, and Picard was visiting them because he wanted to see the baby. She called him Andrew.
oh yeah. I thought it was Ian, but she called him Andrew.
Yes. So that was what I was thinking. Big error.
Continuity error.
Yeah.
I'll be damned. So I remember hearing her saying Ian Alexander in the med bay. Huh. Go figure. I don't catch on right away, but
I thought that
uh,
she only said, well, his name is Andrew after my father.
oh yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
So it was a few hours after the delivery of the baby, and Pulaski did some tests again, and she went to the bridge to tell Captain Picard. So Picard welcomed her to the bridge, and she told him, "Well, Captain, this is the most. I have done a lot of deliveries, but this is the most weirdest delivery ever." And she told about if the baby is growing this hard, it's like Benjamin Button's story, you know, but then
Hmm.
the other way around.
Reverse. Yeah. Because in Benjamin Button, he was really old when he was born, and then he de-aged. But with this one, he's a baby, but aging rapidly.
Mm. Yeah. Um. So let me see if we where we are. Okay. So Picard went to visit Troy, and they both were in shock that the boy was already like 4 years old. And so Ian was getting some food. Asked Picard if he wanted some food too, and they talked about the puppy litter in the nursery where Ian played. What was really uh, cute, but
I know.
then
I think they were golden retrievers. I think.
yeah, and but
I used to have one like years ago named Flintstone.
okay, that's nice. But Troy put some kind of soup in front of him, and he
Mm.
purposely dipped his finger in it, and cried was heard. And when they Picard and they observed them all why he did that, and Picard said, "Well, it's almost like he want to experiment
And
it."
mm,
And yeah,
he just
it
went and
was
like,
yeah.
I wonder, yeah, what would I do if I stuck my finger in this?
Hmm.
Oh crap, it's hot. He's basically experimenting to see what would happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Picard didn't. Picard and Pulaski were out in the corner there talking while Deanna was soothing his finger.
Mm. So the next scene is that Wesley is in Tom Forward, and Guidance started to talk to him, and she was a little pushy, so can I get you anything? And it was no, 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 no. And then she said, why do you want to stay? You want to stay here on the Enterprise, but you are listening to your mother to join her? Why don't you ask the captain to stay? And at the end, that's just what Wesley did. He asked Ken Picard if he could stay on the Enterprise. And Picard asked, well, did you talk this with your mother and over? And he said, well, no, I would just like to have your permission to stay, because this is actually my home and this is where I belong to. And, you know, how can I say this? So Picard let him go to the bridge again, to his station. And Picard came out, and then the notification came, okay, the specimens are okay, and we can go. Um, I am a little bit forward in the head of the episode now, so we have to go back. Wesley is in 10 forward. Um, then he had to go back to the bridge because there was a something wrong with the containment of the specimens what they have found.
Yeah, one of them was growing too big for its container, and it was getting ready to break out of it because it was getting too big. Like the specimen was growing. Just one of the specimens out of all the specimens they had, just one of them was some reason was growing bigger and getting ready to bust out of its container. Like that is not a good thing. That's not a good thing.
We find out in a minute that specimen that is really Ian. And so we're back in Counter Toys chamber of quarters, and she was just putting Ian in bed. And then Ian told her, Mommy, I need to go because I am the one who causing the problem of the ship and you will die. So I need to go. Troy became very hysterical, and she called for Pulaski. And also Data and Riker came in.
Picard.
No, not Picard. This was Riker.
I thought it was Picard.
And so Ian died and transformed in this little star energy, and he spoke to Troy and told her, well, I'm a life form from that and that system, and I'm just very curious about you, and if I want to learn, I need to go to the whole process of being born and die, grow up and die. So that's exactly what he did. And Data scanned him and confirmed, yeah, he is the one who bring the Enterprise in danger. And yeah, we need to see if we can do something to this. So Ian died, very emotional, and of course it was very emotional for Troy. And in one way, in the end, she knew it, what it was. And I don't know um, what your feelings were when Ian died and that Riker and Data left Troy alone.
Well, if it was my kid, I'd be sad if it was my kid.
Yeah, but I mean, after 10 minutes, she went
Oh,
back to work on the bridge.
huh.
So I think that's a bit of traumatic for her as well.
Hmm. Well, yeah.
So within 24
Because
hours,
technically it was her kid, even though he was only
yeah,
there for 24 hours and lived to be about,
I
what,
think
5 or 6
he was
years
there
old?
about 2 or 3 days, and yeah, so in 72 hours, she was pregnant.
Yeah.
She gave birth. The boy grew up like a 4 or 5 year old, and then died.
Hmm.
That
So
must
yeah,
feel.
that was her. Technically, it would be hard on her because technically that would be her kid.
Mm,
So
yeah. So we're
if
going
it
back
was
to.
just an entity,
Mhm.
even if it was just an entity, just discovering to see what it'd be like to be born and stuff, it's still technically her kid.
Mm. Mm. And um, then we going back to turn forward, and we see Wesley talking with Guinan, and he thanked her, and she said, "Well, just for a dish souffle," and he said, "No, for everything else." And she told him, "Well, that's what I'm here for." And we didn't know her past yet because the episodes with Q still have to come. Or was that in the movie?
Yeah.
No, was that in the movie?
No, it
The
was in the
episodes, right?
TV episode.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
he
that,
pops in on one of the episodes, and well, chaos ensues with those two.
of course, again with Q. But um, what
Damn it,
was your
Q.
first impression of Guinan?
I love Guinan. She's like that. I guess you'd call her pretty spunky at times in some of the episodes and stuff like that. And she's an awesome bartender. If you
Hmm.
want ice cream, she'll give you a nice big heaping bowl of ice cream if you were having it.
Hmm.
So, like Deanna Troy in one of the episodes, Deanna Troy has this nice big huge bowl of chocolate fudge ice cream. Like
Her favorite.
he knows what you want.
Uh
Oh,
huh.
everybody loves chocolate. I'm sure everybody likes chocolate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that was the scene that Guinan nudged Wesley of saying, "Well, tell what you want. Who knows what happened?"
Hmm.
And then Wesley talked to Picard, and he said, "Well, this is where I belong. This is where I want to be. I'd like to have your
Yeah.
permission to stay." So Picard sent him back to his post, and Picard went to the bridge, and he got this report of how was everything going. And then Picard was, "Well, guys, Wesley would like to stay, but we need to find out who is going to be responsible for him, and who is going to help him with his homework, who is the one who is put him to bed and took him in,
That was
and
Worf.
that was Morph. Yeah. Oh my god, that was so funny. That was so funny.
I'll be the I'll be the one to make sure the boy goes to bed. I'll tuck him in.
Discipline.
And all with this stern look on his face.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And so the whole crew is stepping into so Wesley
Hmm.
can stay on the Enterprise. And but Picard said only if your mother agrees.
Hmm.
And it's nice to see that Wesley is staying.
Yeah. I like
But
Wesley.
it's also like um yeah, it has to be there, you know. And
Hmm.
but okay, okay. Well, so we are at the end of this episode, guys. Amanda, do you want to add something?
Hmm. Not really much I can think of about it. Nothing I can really think about adding.
All right, no, me neither. It was just it was a nice episode. And guys,
Oh yeah.
because we are going to do it a little bit different from season two, we are not going to ask you the questions anymore because we're not going to get the response that we like to. So the only thing what we're going to do in the episodes is still is the rating of the episode. Um, Amanda, what do you want to rate this episode?
uh, that was pretty darn good. The episode, I liked it a lot.
Hmm,
So rounded 9.5.
that's high. Okay, that's high.
Well,
I
I liked it a lot. I love this episode.
hmm,
So I
I
thought, 9.5.
myself is stucking at an 8.5. So
Yeah, it's still pretty good.
still pretty good, yeah. Um,
Yeah.
well, guys, this was it for now. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked this first video episode of Girls Talking Chuck. We're going to do every 10 episodes. There will be a video episode. And just to switch it off, and you know, you guys can watch us or mimic and how we look like, etc. Um,
Hmm.
so thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And we hope that you guys are going to respond a little bit more than you are doing now. Because we really like to know
Mm.
what you guys think about the episodes. And what your opinion is, for example, how Pulaski is or whatever.
Yeah.
So we are still going to keep this going. And, well, we see you next time. Live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper. I'm probably not doing it right, but that's the best I can do.
Live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper. I can't really do it with my right hand.
Dear listeners, thank you for listening and join us in 2 weeks for a new episode recap. Then we will recap where the silent please. Ghost Talking Track is also to listen, follow, and subscribe on Anchors, Google Podcast, Spotify, Amazon Music, and all of the other podcast providers. Of course, you can also go to the Facebook group and the YouTube channel of Ghost Talking Track. If you'd like to comment on the episode or talk with us about the Star Trek episode we just recapped, you can reach out on the Facebook group and the YouTube channel. I also like to tell you about my other podcast, Orenda Talks. In the podcast, I talk about books, movie fandoms, and other geek things. On this podcast, I also have an extra episode series in which I talk about everything Star Trek. You can find the Orenda Talks on the YouTube channel and the Facebook group. We will see you in 2 weeks. Live long and prosper.